Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Normal is broke and common sense is weird. So we're here to help you transform your life. From the Ramsey Network in the Fairwinds Credit Union studio, this is The Ramsey Show. I'm Ramsey personality George Kamel, joined by best-selling author Jade Warshaw, and we're taking your calls at 888-825-5225. Peter is in Philadelphia to kick us off. What's going on, Peter?
Hi, how are you? Just stressed about bills and thinking about bankruptcy.
Oh, man. How much debt do you have?
A little over $25,000.
What kind of debt is
maybe
that?
Closer to 30. Car, personal loan, hospital bills, gas bill.
And what's left on the car?
The car's 10. The personal loan is 11. And that's just, like personal loan, just because I'm trying to get myself out of a jam, so I go back into it.
Mm-hmm. You're in a cycle. What do you make?
Right. 126 base salary.
Dude.
And I think last year I pulled in about 180 for overtime.
America just lost all empathy here. You make $130,000 and you're calling in trying to file bankruptcy over 20?
Yeah, what else is going on? What else is eating your lunch? Because it's not $25,000 of debt.
You could pay off this debt in less than 6 months.
Time. I mean, I do have other things. I take care of my kids.
Okay, tell us about that, because right now we're trying to understand where's the problem.
Yeah, well, so I don't have a court order on the kids. I just, whatever they need and whatever their mom needs, I just take care of.
That's true, but again,
but
if you were,
I'm not gonna lie, misspending.
Okay, that's what it is. Because even if you were married with the kids in the house, taking care of them, $125,000 income would still be a great income. So it's not the kids. It sounds like you're overspending in other areas. Do you have any kind of budget that you're on?
No, not really.
Okay, there's the problem. So I guarantee you today, if you were to just do an old school budget on a piece of paper, if you just said, all right, here's the money I take home, my net amount when I take home my check, and now I write down what I'm spending money on, and I'm just going to go back through my bank statement, I think you would see the problem. Are you dating anybody?
No.
Okay, so then you're just spending money on yourself. Is it food? Are you doing a lot of door
If
dashing?
I looked at your bank statement, what would I see as the number one thing that you're overspending on?
I don't know. Maybe fast food.
Mm-hmm.
I guess going out, fast food.
Uh-huh. You go out with your buddies? You guys go have some drinks? Anything like that?
I don't have time for that. I work too much overtime.
Okay, so here's what George and I are saying. If you make 100, and I mean, we could talk about taxes and nickel and dime it, but essentially, if you made $100,000 a year, 126, you could live on 100 and pay this debt off, right? At the basic level in less than a year. Can you live on $100,000 a year?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too. You're a single guy. I mean, yes, you've got your kids to take care of. How many? 2?
3.
3. Okay. How old are they?
16, 20, and 9.
Okay. And the 20-year-old, is she in college? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you put towards that every month?
About $600.
Okay.
And what are you taking home? Like, what ends up in your paycheck? Is it like $8,000?
Oh, that's right. I also have a pension loan out.
A pension loan?
Tell us about that.
Yeah. Oh, that I totally forgot about that because that comes out of my check automatically. So that I think I have probably about $24,000 left to pay on that.
Okay, how much comes out of your check?
Is $463 every 2 weeks.
What caused you to take that pension loan?
Oh, that's a long story.
Okay. What about credit cards? Are you using those?
No. Oh, glad you said that. So I got about $6,000 on Capital One.
Okay, now it's starting to come to view.
Okay. We went from 25 up to 50. Now we're at 56. Anything else you want to tell us about? Like hand on the Bible, what else do you have going on?
Student loans?
I forgot about the Capital One card.
Did you forget about student
loans? I cut it
loans?
up a year ago. No, I don't have any student loans.
Thank God.
Is any of this in collections?
The Capital One card
Okay.
and the gas bill.
All right. Are you ready to like take control of this as a grown man with 3 about grown kids, and you're like, dude, I'm ready to clean up my life? Because if you're ready, we can help you. If not, call us back when you are.
I got it. Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I'm just too stressed out.
Starting tonight, you're going to make this budget, and it's going to give you so much peace just to have the numbers laid out in front of you. Even if it's scary, even to go, ugh, I don't like what I see. At least it's not the boogeyman and all the unknowns. I'd rather you be scared of the facts than the unknowns. So we're going to gift you every dollar to actually make the budget. It's a digital app you can download. And you're going to list out your income for the month, and if that's $7,500, you list that in the income section. Below that, you're going to list every expense you can think of, including your minimum debt payments. And what you're going to see very quickly is if you're going over budget every month or under budget, and you should have wiggle room to use that money to throw at the debt.
And I want you to use your bank statement as a guide when you do this, because I kind of feel like you have something that's living in your head of what you spend versus what's actual reality. So if you don't use that bank statement, you're going to say that you spend $400 on food, right? When the reality is you might spend like $1,100 on food, right? So go back, get the bank statement for September, and use that as a guide when you make this budget going into November, okay? That's going to let you see, okay, now you're going to see, oh yeah, this pension thing came out. Now you're going to see, oh yeah, this is what I spend on gas. And it's going to take you, you could do it. If I felt like you had an accurate picture, you could probably do it in 30 minutes. But I really think you need to look at these numbers. It's going to take you an hour or so to get this done. But it's going to give you, like George said, so much peace. And the other question is, are you investing at all?
No, nothing serious. Just pennies on Robinhood.
Oh, boy.
Oh, okay.
Let's delete Robinhood for now. Can you promise me that?
Yeah.
Okay, we're not really building any wealth over here. We're just wasting time.
No.
And what do you get every year when you do your taxes? What kind of refund do you get?
I don't. Last year was the first time I owed.
Okay.
Okay, good. Yeah, the budget, I mean, it's the blood work. It tells all. It tells everything that's wrong with you.
Okay.
So once you do this budget, you're going to figure out your main expenses. Here's like food, utilities, housing, transportation, insurance, minimum debt payments. Anything beyond that, you're going to get real judicious and cut out. And that means eating out, that's got to go, because we got to clean this mess up. And we don't want it to take 10 years. Let's do this in 18 months. Does that sound better?
Yeah.
Well, think about this. You got $56,000 in debt, let's say, just using ballpark numbers, and you throw $2,500 a month at this. You're done in 22 months, less than 2 years. That sounds great, right?
Yeah.
And we avoid bankruptcy, which is going to implode our life for the next 7 years and hurt your ability to get jobs, to rent apartments. It's going to hurt you in a huge way to file bankruptcy, especially over debts these small.
Yeah.
And so I don't think bankruptcy is your answer. I think you are the answer, Peter. So hang on the line. We're going to gift you every dollar. Make that budget tonight. It's going to give you a whole lot of clarity. And the new every dollar, in that onboarding, that first 15 minutes, it's going to show you how much margin you will create if you decide to commit. And so it's like we're going to be in your pocket, guiding you along the way on this journey. And we are rooting for you, man. We think you're worth it. We think those kids are worth it. And you're very capable. If someone's willing to pay you $130,000 a year,
come on,
you are smart enough to make a budget and get out of this debt once and for all. But first, you got to stop going into it. Debt is not a shortcut. It's not the answer, man. You are. Dave, we got a lot of calls on this show where life happens. One day someone's healthy, they're working, providing for their family, and then a curveball hits.
You know, we hear it all the time. A car accident, a cancer diagnosis, a heart attack, and suddenly everything changes.
Yeah, and that's why you've always said that having term life insurance from Xander is essential, because it protects your family if the worst happens.
Yeah, that's right. You need 10 to 12 times your income in coverage. No gimmicks, no whole life junk, just straightforward term life protection. But there's another piece that people often overlook, and that's long-term disability insurance.
Yeah, it's important to understand the difference between them. Life insurance steps in when you die. Disability insurance steps in while you're alive but can't work. So it replaces a large part of your income so the bills still get paid while you get back on your feet.
Now, if your employer gives you free disability insurance, great, take it. If it's discounted there at a better price, take it. But if not, Xander can help you find the right plan. Whether you're single or married, it's not optional. If you're going to be out of work for a while, then you need to make sure the money's still showing up.
And that's why Xander is our go-to. They make it super simple to get the right coverage at the best price, no pressure, no upselling.
I've trusted Jeff Xander and Xander Insurance for over 25 years, and so has my family.
So don't wait. It's fast, it's easy, and it could make all the difference. Go to Xander.com or call 800-356-4282.
Protect yourself, protect your income, protect your family.
This is The Ramsey Show. I'm George Kamel, joined by Jade Warshaw. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You call us and we'll talk about your life and your money. Eli is up next in Indianapolis. What is happening, Eli?
How you doing, guys?
We're doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. So my question is, I lied to my girlfriend. That's not the question.
That's
I've
an
been
admission.
telling her
That's a
that
confession. We appreciate the honesty here.
Yeah.
I'm
so
not
I've
a
been
priest,
telling
though.
her
I can't help. Maybe we can
I've
help
been telling her
financially.
for two years now that I can't afford stuff, that I'm broke and that I like staying in. I'm not broke. I can afford pretty much what I want. I'm out of debt 100%. I own my house.
And she thinks you're broke because for 2 years you were like, hey, listen, I'm strapped for cash.
Yep, pretty much. And it's not like I've been mooching off her or anything. Like I pay my way. I'm not trying to be worthless in that matter or anything, but
Why then?
I just I've got a 95 Toyota Tacoma. She's always asking me, why don't I get something else? And I always tell her I can't afford it.
Why?
Why not just tell her I'm happy with my truck?
I mean, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What's behind all of the pathological
why did
lies?
I lie? It was pretty stupid, wasn't it?
Is it because you just said it, and then once you said it, you were like, I got to stick to it now?
You got to play this weird character?
No, I mean,
What is her financial situation? Is she bad with money? Is that why? Are you afraid that if you tell her that you are good with money, that she'll start mooching off you?
that's what I've had happen in the past.
So there's
what it
some
is.
past baggage and trauma, and so you're going, well, I'm not going to do that again. That hurt.
Yes.
And so now I'm going to lie because if she knows I have money, I could get hurt again.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that a more accurate picture? So because usually
That
behind
is
every
pretty
lie,
accurate.
there's a fear. There's a lie that you've told
Yes.
yourself long before you lied to someone else.
Yes, and honestly, I didn't even realize it's been a lie until a couple months ago, and then I'm thinking like I'm wanting to get serious with this girl, and I'm wanting to make things happen. So she's gonna have to find out sooner than later.
How long have you been dating?
We've been about 2 years.
So 2 years, and you've been saying this from the jump. Here's what I want to know, because I know you're saying that you've been lying. I want to go a little bit deeper on this. So does she think that you have mortgage debt, or you just haven't mentioned it? Does she think that you carry debt?
She knows my house is paid off.
Okay.
Actually.
Okay.
So I was very proud whenever I paid my house off. She was the first one that I let know when I paid my house off about 6 months ago.
But like when it comes to doing fun or what you might think of extravagant things, even though you're thinking, hey, yeah, I might enjoy doing that, you're lying and saying, no, I don't want to spend money on that. I just like a simple life,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Is it affecting your relationship? Is she frustrated that you guys can't enjoy experiences and eating out?
No. I mean, she's a very, very simple woman, and that's kind of what's.
I would just have the come to
Like,
Jesus
she's a
conversation. Take her to a different environment and maybe a different place, a date, whatever, and say, listen, I got to come clean because I want this relationship to be built on trust. I've done a poor job of that. And then say, here's what I did. Here's why I did it. And I am very sorry. Will you forgive me? Can we move forward with this relationship with honesty?
Yes. Okay.
That's the only way forward. And her response is now that's up to her how she responds. She might say, kick rocks, pound sand, I'm done with this relationship.
I have a funny thought about this, though. Like, usually, okay, here's the thing, Eli. Usually if somebody says they've been lying, I'm like ready to go hard in the paint. But I'm listening to you. You have no debt. You have a paid off mortgage. Part of me is like, how much are you lying? Because I'm like, you seem like you are kind of a simple guy who doesn't want to spend a lot of money because you've done all of these things. So I need an example of like what you said that was a lie. Like what you've been saying to her. Because I'm like, you sound pretty simple to me.
The simplest example is I was working on my pickup truck. It's a 95 Toyota. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of a hunk of junk, but I grew up dirt poor.
Okay.
And I love that truck. I don't need anything else.
Yeah.
I hardly ever drive it. But she asked me, well, why don't I just get something newer and better? And I told her I can't afford it.
Okay, when really you feel like the reason is I just don't want it.
It's not a priority for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
But you felt weird saying that. It was easier for you to lie, to have the guise of like, well, it's too much money for me.
Yes, and then her and her family went on a cruise a while back, and I didn't go because I couldn't afford it, is what I said.
But really, what you're feeling is you came from being dirt poor, and it sounds like you're afraid to go back to that. And so certain things that other people might splurge and spend money on, you're like, listen, I don't feel the need to do that.
Yes, I really don't.
Okay. So maybe it's just a simple thing of changing the language. And next time you talk to her, you're saying, you know what, I've been telling you I can't afford things, but I want you to know my heart. I can't afford it. I just don't care about spending money on those sorts of things. You know me, I've got a paid off house. You know, I don't carry debt. And my priorities with money, I feel like sometimes our priorities with money are different. And maybe that's the conversation, because you kind of painted yourself to be a liar about it. I don't know. It doesn't feel like...
You don't seem like a terrible person.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
not
the
like
weirdest thing to lie. Most people would say, I lied. I'm actually in crippling debt.
Right.
And she thinks I'm very wealthy.
Yeah,
You're
it's
sort
just
of
your
the
motivation.
opposite.
You're not telling her your true motivation.
But I would say, I think it's okay to just sit her down and say, I need to be honest with you. I know, like, this is a big deal to me. It may not be to you. But my phrasing and language has not been honest.
Yeah.
When I tell you that I'm broke, I don't have the money, really it's not a priority for me, and I don't care to spend money on those things. Mm-hmm. But it's my bad for positioning myself like I was some broke person when truly I'm not.
That's right. And maybe even line it up with the next part of that, which you did let us know that you're kind of worried that if she knows that you technically can't afford to do these things, you're worried that she's going to try to inflate your lifestyle in a way that you don't necessarily agree with or want to do. And I think it's important to have those conversations before you think about things like getting engaged or getting married, because you do want to find out, and don't get me wrong, it's okay if she's different from you, but you guys need to start figuring out what that balance looks like. And to George's point, you being very honest in your communication from here on out is going to be very important.
Okay.
I hope that helps, Eli. That's a very interesting conundrum. Thanks for trusting us with this situation.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, let's try to take a quick one here from Mike in St. Louis. Up next, what's happening, Mike?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. How can we help?
Hey, so I'm wondering if my wife and I can pause baby steps 4 and 5 to finish baby step 6 in under 24 months. And the reason I'm kind of feeling that way is because I'm looking at it the same way you guys look at baby step 3B, where you can pause investing for 2 years or less while you're saving up money for a house. It's just I already have a house. So I'm trying to get your guys' thoughts on that.
Short answer is I'm always going to tell somebody to walk the baby steps in order. How much do you owe on the house? What are we talking about?
Just checked. Yeah, it's $137,000 left.
And how many kids do you have?
Just one.
And how old are you guys?
I'm 30 and she's 28.
Okay. And the child, I imagine, is very young?
Actually, she's 13. She's from previous relationship.
Okay. So we're talking
and what's the
college in 5 years. Mm-hmm. Do you have enough covered right now to cover college or to help pay for it?
We We have about 30,000, which would cover the first probably year or two, depending on where she went.
And you're doing no investing right now.
Oh no, we are doing baby steps 4 and 5 right now. We would pause to do this.
I love your excitement to get the house paid off. I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze on this, to pause the investing, to pause college. I would just keep investing 15%, put some money towards college. The house will get paid off probably a year later. Big whoop. I don't think you need the gazelle intensity that you currently have. You're moving from intense to intentional in baby steps 4, 5, and 6. I'd stay that way. Thanks for the call. This is The Ramsey Show. Hey guys, you know those too good to pass up holiday promos? Well, they can be great, but with every spin of the digital wheel, the newsletter sign up, the coupon code, you're giving away your data. You think that info just stays with the store? I doubt it. It goes into the corners of cyberspace where data brokers grab it, repackage it, and sell it to spammers, scammers, and generally bad people. The FTC just reported consumers lost over $12.5 billion to fraud last year. And that's not just a number. That's your money, your time, and your privacy. And that's why I recommend Delete Me, your digital cleanup crew. The Delete Me privacy pros dig through hundreds of these data broker sites, they scrub your info, and they keep it gone, which means fewer weird robocalls, fewer spam texts, and it's the gift that keeps on giving because it's an annual subscription. And Ramsey listeners can get 20% off those annual plans at joindeleteme.com/Ramsey with code Ramsey at checkout. Do it today. That's joindeleteme.com/Ramsey, code Ramsey. Welcome back to The Ramsey Show. I'm George Kamel, joined by Jade Warshaw. The number to call is 888-825-5225. Well, it's time for our long-running segment, Jade.
And by long running, you mean this is the third time?
Third time.
Okay.
It's long for me, you know. So it's called Pick a Side, and this is where we have two people on the line, and we have to help them kind of settle a debate. And you and I, at the end of it, have to pick a side after we hear them out and hear their case.
I enjoy this thoroughly.
I pitched Judge George for the name of this segment. They didn't like that.
Judge George?
And I wanted a little gavel.
Oh.
Just a little baby gavel.
Then I'm going to pitch Judge Jade.
Oh, dang. That's so much cooler. All right. I give up. Here we go. Let's see what Jennifer and Joe have to say in Denver, Colorado. What's going on, guys?
Hi. Yeah, I'm ready to buy a new car, and my husband thinks I'm fine with the one that I have.
Ooh.
Wow. All right, Joe, what do you have to say for yourself?
Well, I do agree that she needs a new car. She just wants to spend way too much on a new car.
What does
way
she want
too
to
much?
spend?
$50,000.
Woo!
Okay.
That's a lot of money.
And that's the most you guys have ever spent on anything outside of a house, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Where are you guys at financially?
We're on baby step 7.
Yes.
Paid for house, no debt, love it. And what's your net worth?
It would be what our house is worth.
Yeah, 600,000.
Plus
50,
retirement?
700.
So not quite $1 million?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. And what's the household income?
150 approximately.
Last year we did 150.
About
Okay.
150.
And how much cash do you guys have in the bank?
We have our emergency fund right now of 10,000.
And I got 10,000 in my business account.
So 10,000 and 10,000. If you were to buy this car, were you thinking of getting something brand spanking new? And 2, how are you going to pay for it? What's the
I would
plan?
want to save up for it.
Okay.
And I don't necessarily want something new. It's just what I want just came out. So I want to wait a couple of years until I can buy one a couple years old.
What kind of car is it? Can you tell us?
It's the Toyota Grand Highlander.
Highlander.
Ooh, where's John Deloney when we need him? That's
know,
what he
right?
ended up getting.
I need like a picture of a Highlander. I don't really know what that is. I'm going to Google it.
They're beautiful. Really great cars. Okay, so what is the car you're currently driving?
I have a 2007 Acura MDX, and it's getting close to 200,000 miles on it.
Oh, she's just getting started.
That's a nice
the
little ride,
MDX
though.
is invincible. Okay, love that. And what is he driving? I'm curious.
I have a 2004 GMC pickup truck, And then we also have a 2020 Transit Connect van. I'm self-employed, and so I use that van for work.
Cool. Okay. Might be time for both of you to upgrade.
I know,
Baby step
right?
7, living like no one else.
I know that's
So I'm
right.
guessing you guys have a sizable margin in your budget now to save up. How much could you throw every single month just to kind of a side savings account?
Oh, I think we could have it saved in 6 months.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
That's pretty
It's
impressive.
pretty simple. So, yeah, I mean, we could save $5,000-6,000 a month.
That's
on top
great.
of our expenses.
Okay.
So, tell us, Joe, tell us what you would do if it were your choice. Obviously, we know Jennifer wants this $50,000 Toyota Highlander, slightly used. In your book, what's something a little bit more reasonable?
30, 35,000. Maybe not the Grand Highlander, but the regular Highlander.
That's what I'm looking at. This one I'm looking at is like 30,000 2023 Highlander LE. Is that not the one?
No, I want the Grand Highlander.
You want the big boy.
They just came out in 2024.
Okay.
Got you.
Joe, I'm
got you.
curious.
Okay.
Where'd you get that 35 number from? Just your heart?
Oh, yeah, just my heart.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I look on Craigslist, and you can find the regular Highlanders.
Yeah, I see
with
one.
30,000 miles for 30,000 or so.
Yeah, I see what's going on here. Okay, interesting.
Ooh, all right. We have a lot of information here.
I feel like, we've been doing Dave Ramsey's baby steps for a long time. I feel like I've been living like nobody else.
Mhm.
We're on baby step 7. When do I get to live like nobody else?
Listen, I feel that. So tell me, when was the last time you did an activity that you would call a live like no one else, the latter, that you've
Like
done?
at least a couple of grand.
Yeah.
Where you're like, we dropped some money on this.
We went to the
vacation?
Dominican,
Okay. When was that?
last month.
Nice.
Okay.
So you guys are enjoying life.
Yes.
So we would say you've driven like no one else. Now it's time to drive like no one else. You've driven the hoopty Dave car. Now it's time to drive the Dave car. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right. I've made up my mind. I know how I'm going to vote.
I got in a car accident a couple months ago, so it's dinged up on the
Oh
side.
man, listen, you keep playing. Tell us more. She's like
really playing it up.
All these stupid little things don't work on it anymore. Like you cannot reset my clock, so you can't tell what time it is in there.
Jennifer, I call those special features.
My seatbelt doesn't go back.
Listen, I got my
Doesn't
phone
roll
in the
back
car. I got
up.
my Apple Watch in the car. I know what time it is. It's fine. That's not a big deal. But I'm with you. Okay, can I vote?
I know what my vote is. Are we casting votes?
I think we're casting votes. You
Okay.
guys ready to hear the verdict?
Let's hear it,
Let's
judges.
say it on 3.
All right. The name of the person that we think is right.
Yeah, say the name of the
Okay.
person you think is right on 3.
1, 2, 3. Jennifer.
Oh, my.
Jennifer, you just won a brand new... No, I'm just kidding. That'd be
Toyota
awesome.
Highlander.
That'd be fantastic. Now,
Wow.
Dinette said from Broy Hill. I could be
What
on
do you
Price
think?
is
Are
Right.
you shocked?
No.
I'm shocked.
Of course, Joe is shocked.
Here's the thing, because I know this. We bought my wife a new-to-us car. It was a slightly used luxury car, and it hurt my soul, Joe, to write that check.
Yeah.
But I also knew this is part of living the plan.
It's part of the plan.
And
Yep.
I have a hard time letting go and writing a big check like that. But when you pay for it in cash, you go, oh my gosh, that was a lot. And then you go, this is paid for. This is amazing. This is a huge blessing, and it's why we lived like this for so many years. And so I think you guys are doing the right thing. Just so you know, the parameters here, you don't want all things with motors and wheels to be more than half of your annual income. So that's where I'm going. All right, $150K is your income. Everything you own should be $75K.
Listen, Joe, you could turn around and get yourself a $50,000 car and be all right.
Now, what is this Transit Connect worth?
About 20,000, I would
Okay.
guess.
Yeah.
So even the 20 plus the 50 for hers, that would be 70. You still got some wiggle room there.
Okay.
Not too much.
Not
but,
too much.
And, maybe you wait 3 years and you get the Highlander, but I think you go for it in 2 years from now and you get a 2-year-old Grand Highlander. And if you can't wait that long, then just go for a normal Highlander and you can always upgrade later. Nothing says you have to drive this car for the next 20 years, which is kind of how you guys have been living.
Right.
I feel like Joe's really disappointed in us. He was waiting. No, you shouldn't spend more than 30. But I think that will help you guys to go, okay, half of our income shouldn't be tied up in these things.
Yeah.
That means we do need to scale back because this transit plus the car Joe's going to get plus the car Jennifer's going to get, it's going to add up to be a large part of our world. And then once you hit millionaire status, you can go buy that brand new car. And here's why. It's not a fundamentalist thing. It's just that too much of your world would be tied up in a depreciating asset. But when you have $1 million net worth, you can stomach that hit on depreciation a little easier. And so you guys will be there in no time. How old are you two?
I'm 45.
And I'm 56.
Oh, my goodness.
yeah.
You got so much time to live and drive like no one else. And you know what, Joe? I think it should be time for you to upgrade after. What is your dream car, Joe?
It's a $30,000 car. We know that.
It's the one he's got.
I actually love my truck.
He wants another GMC pickup.
No, he wants
to keep the one he has.
I like the one I got.
That's
I'm
amazing.
Happy with it. It's got an 8-foot bed. It's got the diesel, and I'm good.
Thank
You
you,
know
Joe.
what?
They
I
don't
love
make those
that.
8-foot beds anymore. All these new pavement
They
princesses out here got the tiniest little beds. I'm like, what are we even buying pickup trucks for anymore?
So then, Joe, real quick, tell us, if you could spend $30,000 on anything, not a vehicle, what is your thing? Like, what's your live like no one else thing?
I would do a boat.
Hey, okay.
There we go.
Now we got it.
Joe's in the boat. Thank you guys so much for the call and for letting us have some fun. Excited for you guys to make that cash purchase of that beautiful new-to-you car very, very soon. More of your calls coming up. 888-825-5225. This is The Ramsey Show. You know, when I became a dad, something flipped. Suddenly, it wasn't just about me and my wife anymore. It was, what happens to my family if I'm not here tomorrow? And things like that just hit different when you become a parent. But I'll be honest, making a will feels heavy and complicated, and it's not exactly what I want to be doing with my time off. But here's the deal. Being a parent means doing the hard stuff, especially stuff that protects your family. And that's why I used Mama Bear legal forms. No hassle, no lawyers, just a simple online tool that helped me create a legit will in about 20 minutes. So it was pretty much painless. Plus, I added a notch to my dad belt right there between installing car seats and bedtime stories. Listen, being a dad never stops, and making a will is how you make sure your family's covered even when you're not there. So get your will done today at mamabearlegalforms.com and use the promo code Ramsey to save 20% off when you check out. Again, that's mamabearlegalforms.com, promo code Ramsey.
You're listening to The Ramsey Show. The Ramsey Show question of the day is brought to you by Why Refi. Why Refi refinances defaulted private student loans and builds a custom loan based on your ability to pay. Now, you guys, private student loans are different than federal student loans, right? Like Sally Mae. So learn more about this custom refinancing option and a lump sum payoff option you could qualify for after 24 months. Go to yrefi.com/Ramsey. That's the letter Y, REFY.com/Ramsey. This may not be available in all states.
Today's question comes from Alyssa in Pennsylvania. Oh, never mind. It's Courtney in Iowa. We had two. I'm going to go with Courtney in Iowa.
go
Final
Courtney.
answer. She asked, my ex-husband and I received a large inheritance during our marriage and set aside college money for both of our children. Now my ex is financially strapped and has asked our youngest son for his college fund, which he didn't end up needing to fund his education. Our son is 24 and getting married soon, and I trust he will use the money responsibly. I can't believe my ex has put our youngest son into a terrible position. Is our son morally obligated to give his father this money? Short answer, I'm going to say no. There's no moral obligation. There's no legal obligation.
No. And I have questions, though. I mean, my first thought is, okay, the parents put the money aside for the kids in the 529. They list the child as the beneficiary. Unless there was a discussion that was like, hey, if you don't use this money, it goes back to us, and they change the beneficiary back to themselves or the wife or whatever. I don't know. But if it's still in the son's name, I'd be like, this is my money.
Or, I mean, he's about
can
to get
pass it to my
married.
kids.
How cool would it be to change the beneficiary to their kid
That's what I'm saying, yes.
in a year or 2 or 5 or whoever? You know, I think that's, and part of this is we're enabling this ex's bad behavior for a grown man to just suddenly be financially strapped and need to rob his kid's college fund tells me a lot about the character of this person.
Right, because a 529 is a gift. Like, it is you gifting the gift of education to your
Well, the confusing
beneficiary.
part is this came from a large inheritance during their marriage that they then set aside in a college fund.
Yeah, but still, even if they had worked to save the money, you know, it would still be money that they earmarked and said, this is a gift to our kids for their education. So in many ways, it does feel like like turning around on a gift.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it, and I don't like this ex having. I think he needs to find a different method to get this money than to rob the college fund, which, by the way, will come with a whole bunch of penalties. You got to pay income taxes plus the 10% penalty on top of that. And so I'd hate to see that when this money's been growing tax-free. It can be used for future generations to allow them to go to college debt-free. And who knows what college is going to cost 18 or 20 years from now.
Right.
When this son has kids.
Yeah, and if you're, I mean, let's just pretend for a second. Let's play this out, George. Let's say how much money would need to have been in there to pay for kids' college. Maybe there's $70,000 in there to pay for the whole thing. If he didn't use it, then this is idea of my ex is financially strapped. Like, you don't suddenly up and need $50,000 or $70,000. That's over time, many decisions being made. So, yeah.
Oof.
My final answer is
this whole thing just gives me heartburn just looking at it. But I would say, no, your son is not morally obligated to give his father this money, and I wouldn't if I were him.
and if I were the mom, so I can keep going on this, and if I were the mom, it was both of their inheritance.
That's the thing. We don't know where this came from and all that.
Well, she says, my ex-husband and I received an inheritance. I'm like, part of this is on her, too. Like, she should get to decide. And if she says, no, this is our son's money, that on that.
You can figure it out.
All right.
Thanks for the question. That's a real,
These are the
like
hard
a Common Core
topics.
math problem. It hurt my brain.
These are the hard topics that George and I go after on the Ramsey Show. It's very hard-hitting content.
It's what we do.
All right, let's go to David in Providence, Rhode Island. What's going on, David?
Oh, hello.
Hello. How are you?
Hi. All right. I'm good. How are you? I like how Dave puts it. I'm better than I deserve.
Okay. Love to hear it. How can we help today?
So me and my wife are in an interesting financial choice right now. And I think it's kind of like a pivotal choice, and I just need some advice. So we have no debt, no kids. Lord willing, we'd like to have kids in about 5 years.
Okay.
And then at that point, we would go down to like a single income. We just would both value her being a full-time mother. So we have about $40,000 to $45,000 saved up in the bank.
Okay.
And we're currently renting an apartment right now. Our rent is $1,575 a month, which is sort of average for the area that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
So our question, my question rather, is do we buy a home that we can afford right now that would not really suit us when we have children, meaning we would probably have to sell it in about 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
Or do we continue to rent for like another 3 to 5 years and then buy a house that would be bigger, maybe suit us more as a larger family?
Why would you need to sell when you have one kid?
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, I mean, we really wouldn't need to sell for like the first kid. We kind of both would like to have more than just one though. But yeah, I mean, like,
but that stretches you to like
fine,
5 or that stretches 5 years to like maybe 7 years. No? As far as space, because an infant is like this big.
Yeah, well, so maybe I should define the space a little better.
I mean, they don't make
houses
one-bedroom
that we could
homes.
Well,
or as
the one that we're
condos.
looking at is 200,000 for not really a home, I guess. It's more like a cottage. It's 650 square feet.
That's like a
it's
tiny home.
That's super
pretty
small. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
Okay. That does change it a
So-
little bit. That's tiny.
So what if we got something more reasonable? Let's say it's a 2 or 3 bedroom to where you could grow into it even with 2 kids, even if it was a little bit tight. What would that cost you?
In this area, I mean, there's nothing. It would either need such a large amount of repair that it's like really a huge undertaking, like more than just an average fixer-upper.
So what about one in
Or
good
the price would
condition?
be-
You don't have to do some HD
the
TV
price
show.
would be probably about like $350
Okay.
or so.
That's reasonable. And you're going to keep saving a down payment. Is $45 everything you have in savings? Does that include your emergency fund, or is this just earmarked for down payment?
That's everything we have. Yeah.
Okay.
That does change it a little bit too.
So and what's your household income?
Yeah. So right now with both of us, it's about 160 to 170,000 a year.
Mhm.
But if after we have a kid and my wife would stop, making an income, right, then that would go down to about 110 or so. I mean, it depends on with me getting a raise between now and then and whatever. But around 110,
Okay.
something like that.
I would say you're on the path, and I would just set the home budget that makes sense and then go, okay, well, how much more down payment do we need to save up to make this affordable to where it's no more than 25% of our take-home pay? And that I would base that take-home pay off of your income alone, since that's the goal.
Yeah, and the good thing is your rent is not astronomical. Like your rent is not far out that I'd be like, you got to get out of this rent. You're paying $3,000 a month for rent, right? You guys' rent is at a good spot. And I don't think that I'd be interested. I know it's not an actual tiny house, but I don't think I'd get into this tiny house deal. I think I'd ride the wave and just go, you know what? We're going to take instead of living 5 years in this 600 square foot house that basically is an apartment, let's live in an apartment and let's save up this money and do this $350,000 deal.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of what we were thinking about. I value the opinion. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the
For
call.
what it's worth, our apartment is actually bigger than the house. It's nothing crazy, but it's
Doesn't take
bigger
much.
than
You
that.
get
I
a
know, right?
700 square foot apartment, you just beat the cottage.
For sure.
So I would go slow. There's no urgency or rush on this, and I would just stack up as much as I can while you have 2 incomes and no kids. Now's the time.
Yeah.
And you might need to save up $100,000 or $150,000 to make this payment affordable for your solo income in the future. But that's what I would do. I would aim for that $350,000 house and try to get there as soon as possible because, Jade, like we know, it's a moving target.
Yeah, that's right.
3 years from now, that might be a $450,000 house.
That's right. So you still want to move with urgency, still move with intensity. And of course, we never want that payment to be more than 25% of your take home pay all in. That's thinking about things like homeowners, all of it. So that's the framework that we're working with. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us. That does it for this hour of the show. George and I will be right back with you before you know it. This is The Ramsey Show.
Welcome back to The Ramsey Show in the Fairwinds Credit Union studio. I'm George Kamel, joined by Jade Warshaw this hour. And the number to call is 888-825-5225 if you want to join the conversation and pose your question for the good of the group and for the good of America. Chris has chosen to do that. He's in Washington. What's going on, Chris?
Hi, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I really appreciate it.
Sure. How can we help?
So my wife and I, we're new parents. Relatively new. Our son's 9 months old. Super excited about that. We made the decision to have her stay at home because daycare was too expensive. And we're just trying to figure out if you guys have any tips and tricks to, managing our money going forward and making sure that we're setting ourselves up for success in retirement and setting him up for college and all that good stuff.
Yeah. So what was she making before she decided to stay home?
She was making about $75,000 a year.
Okay. And what do you make?
I currently make $110 roughly annually, and then I have a side business that I run that brings in anywhere from $20 to $45 a year.
Okay. So we'll just say that you're at $130. You feel good about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so have you guys done a new every dollar budget with this 130? Because how much does that allow you to take home every month?
That's been really, really new for us. And so, if I had to put a number on it, I mean, we have our mortgage, we have no other consumer debt. We've done a really, really good job, got all of our vehicles paid off and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, our mortgage is roughly $2,400 a month, and then living expenses, at another, $300, $350.
Yeah, I don't think your mortgage is going to be the problem. I think probably it's the unclarity.
I'm wondering, it sounds like you have like a little bit of regret, like, should we have done this? Things feel tight. So where is that coming from?
Yeah, I'm so analytical when it comes to like looking at our budget, and we've, both worked really, really hard coming out of, roughly $95,000 in student loan debt, over the past 3 years. And, we've just worked really, really hard, and I don't ever want to put our family in a place where we're in need for money. You know what I mean? And we've done a really, really good job of that. We have a bunch of money put aside already, and
so you're following the baby steps to a T?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
You said but you didn't answer the question when I said how much you're bringing home every month.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we bring home probably, let's see, 6,800 a month, roughly.
So I'm going to challenge. I'm going to challenge you for your own good, because you described yourself in one way, and don't get me wrong, it probably was the way that you were before you had an 8-month-old. You said I'm very analytical and I'm really on this, but the truth is, right now you're actually not on your numbers. You're kind of guessing at them, and I have a theory that the reason that you're feeling that tightness or that feeling of like you don't like the way your money is feeling, I think it's more because you don't know exactly what's going on and you don't have a clear path and plan for it. That's why I asked about your every dollar budget, because if you look at that tonight with your wife, once the baby's down, once you guys have, had something to eat, and you say, okay, we're going to look at every dollar tonight. We're going to plug in our numbers. We're going to log on HR and find out exactly what the check is. And now we're going to plug in the mortgage, everything we think we're spending money on. What does life look like now with an 8-month-old? How much are we spending on diapers now versus when the baby was first born? All of those things are going to give you a much clearer picture on what it looks like today with the new lifestyle that you're in today. And I think that's actually going to help you, because $130,000 where you live, I think you should be okay. Now, don't get me wrong. To lose $75,000 a year is a lot of money, but that actually led me to my other point of it's just one baby, right?
Right.
And
correct.
you're telling me that it costs $75,000 a year to daycare one baby? That's not true.
No, it wasn't much of that. It was, more so, I want right, it was expensive to do daycare, and B, for the amount of money it was going to cost us, she wanted to stay home and wanted to raise our son and be
which
with
is
him
fine.
And,
that's fine, but the way you
things.
framed it was it wasn't worth it for her to go to work. You made it seem like it was more of a cost thing, so it's just personal values.
Yeah, I guess, you're right.
And that's fine. I think all of that, though, what I'm trying to get you to is clarity. And I think if you can clearly say, we're doing this because we value mom being at home with baby, that is a whole different conversation than it's too expensive, we can't afford daycare, right? So now you're talking about real things, which is, no, this is a value of ours, which knowing that is also going to reflect how you feel now about the budget being shorter, because you've said, no, in our hearts, we want this. So now we're able to tackle a smaller budget or working with a smaller income. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get real. I mean, George, you know how it feels to have an 8-month-old at the house.
Oh,
You're not
I got a
thinking
newborn,
straight.
a 2-year-old. Life is chaotic. And that's where you and your wife sitting down, looking at the budget every month and just going, okay, I'm going to bring $7,000 in this month, and our mortgage is $2,400. We're going to have $1,000 left over. What are we going to do with this? And for you guys, you already have the emergency fund?
Yes, we do.
Are you investing 15% out of every paycheck?
We are.
Okay. And then beyond that, how much margin would you say you have at the end of every month, or is it disappearing into random spending?
I would say more disappearing into random spending.
I think that's what's making you feel out of control because you're analytical. You're going, the math ain't mathing. There should be $2,000 laying around, and it's gone. And it's amazing. If you take all the receipts of all the money you spent, it'll make a little bitty book of the reasons why we feel that way. And so that's where budgeting with the new EveryDollar, with your bank connected, the transactions are flowing in, total transparency and accountability with you and your wife. And then you might decide, oh, you know what? Yeah, we need to be spending more. Because she's like, dude, I'm spending it on things the family needs. We just need to up the budget line item to account for that instead of going red flag, you're over budget. So I think there's probably just some discongruity with like what you're actually spending versus what you think you're spending.
Yeah. Your life has changed a lot. Right. And I mean, there's the kid, and then there's, wife is at home. Money-wise, things have changed, and it's just like George said, reflecting your line items updating your line items to reflect that change.
Yep. No, I appreciate that a lot. And that's something that we've actually embarked on recently is kind of combining our finances, just listening to you guys and kind of buying into that idea of, becoming a unit, and we're, working through those things. And so I really appreciate the feedback.
I love it. I think you're doing a great job. And I think that you're
doing better than you think.
And you're a reflection of the fact that this whole thing is a process. Like no one just in one day or in one listen or in one movement gets it all. It is like building blocks stacking on each other. And like you said, first we did the combined finance thing, then we did the debt payoff thing. All of that is stacking up, and I think you're doing fabulous.
Are you using a spreadsheet right now, or are you using a budgeting app?
Yeah, we're using a spreadsheet because that's
How many times
MO.
has she said, "Hey, can I look at that budget spreadsheet? That sounds fun."
0.
Thank you. Final answer, Your Honor. I'm case closed on that.
We're going to send you the brand new, all new EveryDollar for you to have something that not only would a wife like to look at, but now she doesn't have to say, "Can I see that spreadsheet?" You can just say,
she'll open the app and
she'll open her own app and be able to see it.
There we go. That'll help get her on board on top of combining finances. Proud of you guys. You're making progress, man. That's all you can hope for.
Finally, mortgage rates have dropped, and you know what that means? People who've been sitting on the sidelines are about to jump back in to the housing market. So if you've been waiting to buy, this could be your window, but you've got to be prepared and do it the Ramsey way. You need to contact Churchill Mortgage. Their Home Buyer Edge program gives you peace of mind in a wild market. You can cap your rate for 90 days, so if rates go up, you're protected. If rates go down, Churchill will drop yours automatically. And get this, Churchill will even back your offer with a $10,000 seller guarantee. So if your loan falls through due to financing, the seller still gets paid. That's how confident Churchill is. Plus, when you shop as a Churchill certified home buyer, it's stronger than pre-approval. It makes you look like a cash buyer, which makes your offer rise to the top. So don't let this moment pass you by. Get ready now. Go to ChurchillMortgage.com to get started today. That's ChurchillMortgage.com.
This is a paid advertisement. Homebuyer Edge and Seller Guarantee are available for qualifying borrowers and select loan types only, and not available in all states or locations. NMLS ID 1591. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to The Ramsey Show. I'm George Kamel, joined by Jade Warshaw this hour. The number to call is 888-825-5225. You call us up. We'll talk about your life and your money. Jacob is up next in Los Angeles, California. What's going on, Jacob?
Hi. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure. How can we help?
So I kind of need some direction in terms of what to do next in my life financially. My parents recently went through a divorce, and so I kind of had to take over as like the main contributor to the household financially. I'm currently living with my mother and my younger sibling, so I'm kind of paying for mortgage, all the insurances.
Why is that? Why is mom not working?
No, she is. So because cost of living in California is insane. The way we set it up is I pay for, I want to estimate like 60 to 70% of my take-home pay, and then the rest is made up by my younger sibling and my mother.
How old are you?
I'm 28 right now.
Okay. So when you say 60 to 70% of your income, tell us dollar-wise, how much money is this costing you every month?
I would say maybe around 28 to 3,000.
Okay, so you're spending $3,000 kind of paying the things that make the house go round. And explain to me again why mom is not contributing?
No, she is. But
how much is she contributing? If you're contributing that much?
Right now she's contributing maybe like 1,500.
Okay. And explain to me why that is?
Well, she doesn't really make much. So because I make the most in the household right now, so I wanted to, obviously.
So did she ask you to take on the brunt of this, or was this something you sort of stepped up and went, Mom, here's what I'm going to do?
Yeah, no, I definitely stepped up. I mean, it isn't fair for her to, or for me to force her to try and find a job out of nowhere.
The scary part is it's not fair for you to prop up a lifestyle that's not sustainable for them. Because let's say you go and get married next year, you move out, you're not still paying all of their bills.
And how old's your sister?
My sister is 25. I guess to give a little bit more information, so in terms of the unsustainable lifestyle, it more or less is. The reason she got a job is because if me and my sister were to contribute 100% of our take-home pay, we would be able to afford, all the groceries and, everything else to make to live. But because she, as a, wonderful mother that she is, she's like, oh, I don't want you or both of you to, not have any savings for the future. So she said, I'm going to get a job to do it. But because
objection, wait a minute. Let me jump in here. Okay. Couple quick questions. You guys live in Los Angeles, but it doesn't sound like it's for the reason of a career. Like nobody's like, listen, I started my firm here and now this is where I'm at. It sounds like you guys are kind of making ends meet, to use your terminology. Why are you still living in such an unsustainable, to quote you, an inexpensive area?
Well, my dad's business was here, so we all moved here, and my mom does help with that. Even through the divorce, it wasn't an ugly divorce. Now it was one of those situations where, they got married, out of, necessity because they needed to help each other.
But that money's not filtering into your lifestyle now because they're now divorced and the two children are grown. So my question stands. It sounds like if this is an unsustainable situation for your mom, and I'm saying your mom because the two kids are grown, like you're grown, it sounds like she's got to decide where can she live that's not Los Angeles, California, and afford her lifestyle. Because here's my second part of this. You're 28, your sister's 25. Typically, the reason that somebody your age would say, hey, I'm living at home, is typically because they've got student loans, they've got bills, and it's cheaper for them to live at home than it is for them to maybe do something on their own. And in your case, that's not really the case because you're paying for your mom's life. And I understand that there's, been something traumatic here with the divorce, but it still doesn't place that ball in your court. Do you see what I'm saying? And so I think all three of you have to go, what does my life look like? Where can I live where I can afford to be an independent person? Because do you have debt?
No, I have no debt.
You have no debt. There's nothing that stops you from saying, hey, I'm going to go a further radius out from, Los Angeles, California, wherever that is. And I'm going to figure out where I can live to do a job that I can make more money doing and support my lifestyle. What are you earning now? And what is your job now?
I'm an analyst for a film studio, and I earn gross is around $80,000.
Okay, so that's great. That to me, $80,000, you're doing good. Like, there's got to be a life that you can have on $80,000. Is that fair enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
There, Jacob, on my screen here, it says, how do I make enough to take care of my mom? Is that the ultimate question? Are you wanting to make more so she can stop working?
Yeah. She's working right now to help contribute, but obviously, she's kind of, getting up there in age. I don't know how to put that delicately, but because she,
how old
English
is she?
her first language. She's turning 60, but she does have some like health issues.
So what
Nothing
is her
serious, but,
plan
like,
for retirement? Because right now you're just going to stunt your growth as an independent person to just, well, I got to take care of mom for the rest of my life. I'm going to live at home. What if she lives to be 90? Now you're 58 and still propping up her life?
So
because she didn't prepare?
That's because that's the kind of situation I'm in. Like, she does kind of have like a very loose retirement plan. I don't think it's as structured as I would like personally.
What is it? But lay it out for me. So she said that her plan is to, we'll still live in this house or this condo that we have, and when she.
Did you say like all of you will still be living together for her retirement?
No, my sister is planning to move out, and so it'll just be me and my mother. But,
okay.
This is not good. This is not good. This is not good.
Yeah, and I know it is not good, but yeah, once she is old enough to get Social Security, she says she plans on finding like one of those, like I guess like apartments or whatever that is like income based or like low income, something like that, and kind of live there. But I guess another piece of information is my parents do have a second property that's paid off, and they're getting like rental income. But because of the divorce, they were debating whether or not selling it or just splitting.
Do you know what it's worth? If they were to sell it, what would they take to have to split?
I think collectively, if they sold it, they'd get maybe around $1 million.
Okay, so she'd get $500,000 and then have to take out fees and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Is she getting rental income right now from this property?
Yeah, right now. It's already been paid off for years, and they've been kind of.
How much is she making from that?
Now that it's split, she'll make around $1,000.
And then what is she making from her job?
Right now, she's in like elderly care, so I guess it's based off how many people she takes care of. She's only taking care of one person, so she earns around $1,500 net. But she says she is planning on, assisting another person that would bring her income to maybe.
Listen, I don't mean any harm. You got to separate yourself from the situation. This is going to pull you under, dude.
You're going the opposite direction by saying, I'm going to work more so mom doesn't have to work.
Yeah.
Because that becomes enabling. And you're going to have to keep that up for the rest of your life. Because mom's not going to up and get a job 10 years from now if you decide to move out.
Right. And right now you're paying, like to your point, you're paying 60 to 70% of the household expenses. She has no reason. And in her mind, the plan is your sister can go on along, but you're going to live with me until I'm done. And that really puts you in a bad position. If I were your mom, I would be talking to ex-husband. I'd say, we need to sell this property because I need this $500,000 and I need it in my nest egg so it can grow for me for the next 10 years.
And she still has to work for the next 10 years.
That's right. Oh my goodness.
So Jacob, we're basically telling you to do everything opposite the way you're headed right now. And it's because we care for you. We care for your mom. We want her to have a great life. And currently her loose retirement plan is going to end up stunting your growth for the next decade or 2 or 3. And so we need to end this codependence right now. Otherwise, it's going to hurt both of you in the long run. So sorry to hear that, man. This is The Ramsey Show.
The holidays can come with a lot of pressure to spend. Family, friends, Secret Santa at the office, all the things. But y'all, this season should be about peace, not payments. That's a big reason why I love Fairwinds Credit Union. They share the Ramsey values of helping you reach your money goals without debt. And with the Fairwinds Smart Bundle, Ramsey fans get a no-fee checking account, a high-yield savings to grow your emergency fund, and the exclusive Ramsey Be Weird debit card. It says, debt is normal, be weird, right there on the front. So every time you use it, it's a reminder that you're doing your money differently. So this Christmas, skip the credit cards and celebrate progress, not payments. Spend with peace of mind, knowing that you're sticking to your budget and staying debt-free. And check out the Fairwinds Smart Bundle today at fairwinds.org/Ramsey. And open up the Smart Bundle and grab your exclusive Ramsey Be Weird debit card. That's fairwinds.org/Ramsey. Fairwinds is federally insured by the NCUA.
to The Ramsey Show. I'm George Kamel, joined by Jade Warshaw. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Jessica's up next in Nashville, Tennessee, right up the road. What's going on, Jessica?
Hi, thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure. How can we help today?
So me and my husband recently started listening to the podcast and really getting into finances, and we only have about $2,000 left on our credit card, which will be done within the end of the year. And we're looking at our student loans, and we just don't know what to do. Mine are all kind of like little tiny, like $2,000, $3,000 loans, whereas his is like a giant $45,000 loan, and we don't know if there's a difference in who we should tackle first.
Okay. Well, I love, number one, that you guys are kind of on this road together. You've decided it's important for you both to pay off the debt, and you've decided that it's important to work together. So kudos to that. For this, it really is just the methodology of the debt snowball. And all that is we list all the debt between the both of you in order from smallest to largest based on balance. So not payment amount, not interest amount, but by balance. So right now, you're kind of already doing that. You've got $2,000 left on this credit card. And then what you do with these student loans is you both pull up your, screen of your provider and you go through smallest to largest. Like you said, yours are busted up in little bitty guys. And so you list those smallest to largest. And the same thing with his. Is his a federal loan or a private loan?
It's a federal.
Okay, and it's just one, right? Because sometimes you make one payment, but when you really go in there and look, it's still listed by semester.
No, he had one loan that was going to go into collections, and they told him that he had to consolidate. So it's just one giant federal loan now.
Okay, got you. So that's going to be the final one that you pay. But the good news is because you've worked the snowball, you will have gotten back all those little bits and pieces of payments, so you'll be able to hit it with a big shovel. What's the combined amount that you have in student loans?
I have about 65.
65, and he's got 45?
Yes.
Okay. And then what's you guys' combined income?
100,000.
Okay. So you've got a little bit of a journey here. You've got 112,000 to pay off and you're making 100,000. Have you jumped onto Every Dollar? Because we have a really great financial roadmap that you can plug in all your numbers and kind of project what your payoff date is going to be. And then you can project when you'll be on baby step 3 and how long that'll take. Have you done that yet?
We are on my Every Dollar. The premium expires today, actually. We just sat down last night and finally put all of the numbers in there.
You didn't pay for it yet, did you?
No, sir.
This feels like a plant, Jessica. Did you call in on the day of the expiration hoping we'd give you Every Dollar?
I promise I didn't. I just happened to look.
It's fine. Either way, we're going to give it to you.
Yeah, we're going to give it to you.
We're going to give it to you. So hang on the line after we're done, and we'll help with that. And what I love about Every Dollar, at the bottom, you're going to list those debts with the minimum payment, with the balance, and it will list them all for you, smallest to largest. And it's a great way to keep track of how much extra you're putting on that little one and when it'll be paid off. So that's going to be a big help. But it really is, I think, psychologically motivating to see the little ones get knocked out. And I know you're going to get to that big one and go like, oh gosh, we're in it now. $45,000 ahead of us. But you're probably also going to be making more money a year from now than you are, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
Are you guys doing any side hustles or anything to supplement that 100,000?
He does. He does a lot of side projects on the weekends that probably bring about 400 in.
Oh, a 400 a month 800 a month.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay,
Awesome.
good. So yeah, my recommendation, I think that if you have debt, and this is not just for you, but anybody has debt, they need to be bringing in anywhere between $5,000 and $2,000 extra dollars. That for me is the
$500 to $2,000.
Yeah, at least $5,000. But if you can get to $2,000, you're swinging for the fences.
$500.
And so,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that plan. And Jessica, the fun part for me, and maybe I'm a math nerd, I go, okay, how little can we live off of out of this 110? And that might mean we pause investing. It should mean that. If you guys are currently investing, let's pause that to get some money back in our budget. And then with our take-home pay, we go, all right, it takes us $2,000 to cover all of our basic bills. That should free up another $2,000 of our $4,000 take-home pay to tackle the debt. And now you kind of know the gap. Because if you do the math right now, how long is it going to take you to get out of debt at the current pace?
Probably about 15 to 20 years.
That sucks. Can we agree?
15 to 20. Wait a second.
She's saying if she makes minimum payments on all the debt.
Oh, minimum payments. Yeah. Okay.
But if now with Jessica's current plan, it's probably more like 4 or 5 years.
I think so.
And the Jade and George plan is like, how do we do this in 2 years, maybe 2.5. And that means there's a gap. All right, instead of throwing 1,000 at the debt, we got to throw 2,000.
Yeah.
And here's what we're going to cut. And that's where the budget is going to be your best friend and show you the reality of where you're spending and what can go.
And here's a couple of freebies. I mean, are you guys getting a tax return every year?
It's only like
tax
$200-300.
$200-300. Okay. I mean, you can look at that and see if you can get it down. Probably not. That's pretty close. What about investing? Are you doing any investing?
I only do the match my company does into my 401k.
Okay. How much is that every month?
It's 4%, but I just started a new employer, so it hasn't even begun yet because I have to be there for 3 months.
Okay.
Perfect.
Listen.
So let's just not start that because that's going to free up hundreds of dollars that could be going toward debt. And I promise you, we'll get back to investing with a vengeance later on. But what happens for most people, Jessica, is they go, well, I want the match, and therefore I'm willing to stay into debt longer, and I'm kind of comfortable here. And then they do 3 or 4% for 10 to 15 years.
That's right.
I'd rather see you do 15% 2 years from now.
That's right. Next category, because I'm just trying to help you find money. I want this to happen fast. What do you spend every month on going out to eat?
We have a budget of $50.
Okay, good. What about groceries? It's just the two of you?
It is. My husband he's like a gym guy, so our budget is about $800.
Okay, that's not bad.
Gotta
you might
get that
be able to do it a
protein
little.
in.
Yeah, you might be able to do it a little less, but that's not bad. $800 for 2 folks.
Get that like the boneless chicken thighs from Aldi. You stock up on those. That's plenty of protein.
I don't know about a chicken thigh, George.
Well, yeah, she's not dabbling in that world. I'm a big gym rat myself, Jade, if you can't tell. No.
I could tell by your bulging biceps.
But I do watch a lot of videos about protein for some reason. I don't know. I'm very intrigued by the lifestyle, Jessica.
But the point here, Jessica, is we're going through the budget with a fine-tooth comb. And this is, like I said, for anybody listening, withholding's a great place to start investing. Look at that food budget. Cars. A lot of times people's opportunity is sitting in their driveway. So tell us about your vehicles.
My husband's is a 2012, completely paid off.
Okay.
And then mine was gifted to me by my father, so I actually don't pay for it.
Okay. So that's paid off too.
Yes, a 2018 Toyota.
Okay, good.
Another thing that's really people don't think about is insurance. Across the board, reshopping insurance. If you go to RamseySolutions.com/checkup, we have a great coverage checkup. It'll take you just a few minutes to do the quiz. And I helped a friend here actually reach out to Xander. They reshopped their insurance and they had better coverage while saving $80 a month.
Nice.
$80 back in the budget. So just doing something like that, Jessica, with homeowners, auto, across the board, could save you $100, $200 a month.
Yeah. And then there's the utility type stuff. You can go in, call your cell phone provider and say, hey, are you offering any deals? If you still have cable in baby step 2.
Yeah, what are you guys paying for your cell phone bill?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
What are you paying for your cell phone bill?
So right now ours is separate because I do own my phone and that should be knocked out by the end of the year, but mine is $87 a month and his is $60, but we plan on going to Mint Mobile where it's like $30 a month.
I was going to say, Tello has been a great sponsor of the YouTube channel and they're $25 a month for unlimited.
You can't beat it.
Which is incredible. So that's a big savings. Some people are just paying like $120 a month for their phone plan, not even including the phone. So just some ideas, Jessica. Along with every dollar, I'm going to send you my book, Breaking Free from Broke. I want you to specifically read the Margin is Breathing Room chapter. In there, I lay out a bunch of the ideas that Jade and I threw out and many more just to get you going because we're pumped for you guys to become debt-free. Do you feel like it's closer just on this call?
Yes. I mean, we also made progress. We started with about $16,000 in credit card debt, and we're down to maybe $2,000-3,000. I think it's $2,400. So thank you guys so much. This was really helpful.
Love to hear that. And you're right down the road in Nashville, so come see us for your debt-free scream. Looking forward to meeting you guys and celebrating in person. Hang on the line. We're going to send you Every Dollar Premium and my book, Breaking Free from Broke. Hope those resources help you along the way. More of your calls coming up. This is The Ramsey Show.
Owning a business can be a heavy load. You want to serve your customers well, make a healthy profit, and grow. And your team, family, and customers are all counting on you. And now everybody's talking about AI like it's magic, and you're wondering how to keep up. You're carrying a lot, but you don't have to do it all alone. That's where NetSuite comes in. Over 43,000 businesses, including Ramsey Solutions, use NetSuite to lighten the load by bringing all their numbers into one system. Accounting, inventory, CRM, payroll, the works. And now NetSuite's AI takes it further, automating busy work, flagging inventory issues, spotting cash flow problems in real time, and catching risks before they hit. So you're not just closing the books faster, you're making decisions confidently. And when your numbers are right, that takes a lot of pressure off your shoulders. And yeah, switching systems is a big move. But NetSuite's Suite Success process gets you up and running fast. Go to netsuite.com/Ramsey for a free product tour and to schedule time with a NetSuite rep. That's netsuite.com/Ramsey.
Welcome back to The Ramsey Show. I'm George Kamel, joined by Jade Warshaw. If you're enjoying the show today, or any other day for that matter, do us a quick favor. The show is free. What I'm asking you to do is free. Just hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, leave us a kind review, share it with a friend. Maybe it's a clip or a highlight from the show, a full episode. Tell them, hey, you got to check out this podcast. All of that helps us get higher up on the algorithms, and it's not for our own egos. It's so that we can reach more people who may not know that this show even exists. And we're trying to displace all the filth and nonsense out there in this toxic money culture. And you guys sharing, you're the best marketing plan we have. So thank you for doing all of those things. Danielle is up next in Houston, Texas. What's going on, Danielle?
Hi, good afternoon. How are you doing?
We're doing great. How can we help?
Awesome. So I'm in a little dilemma that I've almost been dealing with for almost a year with my vehicle.
Okay.
After attempting to make a repair, I started having the same issues. Now I need a new engine. I still owe about $65,000 on this vehicle that I've only had for a year and a half.
Woo!
$65,000?
What kind of vehicle is it?
It's $65,000, and it's an Audi Q8 2019. I did buy it used, so it was a bad decision. I know now, but I do not know what to do. On top of that, I do have student loan debt about $32,000 and about $2,000 in credit card debt. So I'm looking at around $100,000 that I made debt. So my question is, I don't know what to do with this vehicle. The warranty company only wants to cover about $7,000 for a total repair that costs $20,000, so I would have to come out of pocket. I don't know if I should get rid of this vehicle. I don't know how much they would give me for the vehicle, the dealership. They haven't given me that answer yet, but
I wouldn't give it to the dealership. What's it worth? If you don't repair it, what's it worth? If you were to sell it?
Now it doesn't have an engine, right? I would have to get a new engine. So I'm thinking around $30,000. I honestly don't know.
And it's going to cost $7,000 out of your pocket, you said, to get it fixed?
No, the warranty company is willing to give me $7,000.
Why are they only willing to cover a third of it?
I have no idea.
Either they cover it or they don't. I'm confused why they go, well, it's kind of our fault, so guess we'll cover $7,000.
Audi made a repair. 2 weeks later, I get my car. Well, I get my car back after a few months, and then 2 weeks later, after I get my vehicle back, I had the same issues, but now my engine went out.
I would fight this to where they cover the full $20,000. That's personally what I would do. Is I probably would not sleep, and I would just badger them and wear them down until they go, all right, she's a squeaky wheel. Let's just cover this repair.
Yeah, honestly, we've been dealing with the divorce company since November.
Speak directly into your phone, Danielle. We're having a hard time hearing you.
Sorry.
Okay.
So they pretty much told me that I've been dealing with this since November of 2023. So as you can see, we're
what are you driving now?
And Audi gave me a loaner vehicle, so
that you still have.
I've been driving. Yes, I still have the loaner vehicle.
Do you have any money saved?
I do not have any money saved.
Are you single?
Yes.
What do you make a year?
$65,000.
Girlfriend.
Oh my goodness. What were you thinking buying us? How much did this car cost you? 70 grand?
Yeah, around 75 grand.
Oh.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the payment on this a month?
I know. The payment is high.
What is it?
So I'm currently, it's about $1,600 a month. Plus
Girlfriend.
$1,600?
I'm paying, yes,
What's the interest rate?
12%.
Woo!
Jade's stretching. She might need to take a walk.
I need to take a walk.
I totally got screwed.
No, you didn't get screwed. You chose this. Let's be honest. You chose it because I just want you to know. I need to be able to sleep tonight. And so I need to understand that had you not had any engine problems, let's just pretend this last year was gravy and you had no engine problems. You're just paying $1,600 a month on a $75,000 vehicle when you make $65,000.
I was hoping you were going to say, I make $200,000. I think, okay, this tracks.
Did you know it wasn't good? Like the first 2 months were you like, dang?
Honestly, at first I was renting out that vehicle, so I didn't have those payments.
You were renting it out, like on Turo or something?
Yeah.
So you fell for the scheme that I'm going to make money off this, and they'll pay the payment for me.
Pretty much. And then my other vehicle that I had, it ended up getting stolen from me. So I ended up using the Audi, and then...
Someone stole your vehicle?
Yes.
And they never found it?
They never found it, no.
Here's what
Did insurance cover it?
Yes. I got insurance and Gap, so they did cover it.
And what'd you do with the insurance money?
Yes.
They didn't give me anything because I had still owed on that vehicle.
Oh, my.
It's not your first rodeo making bad decisions.
Yeah, I know. So this vehicle, I don't know what to do.
So tell me again, you said it before, but I was writing down. So warranty so far is only going to pay $7,000. What are you on the hook for?
I would have to pay the difference. They said the total cost would be about $20,000 just to get a new engine.
Okay, so you're on for 13.
Let's play out both scenarios. Let's say you sold it as is and you get $30,000. That's what you told us. That means you're in the hole $35,000, where you need to go out and find $35,000, whether it's your own money or getting a loan. You need to go into debt another $35,000. The other option is you're in debt $13,000 extra to cover this engine repair because the warranty company is going to cover $7,000, right?
Yes.
So on paper, option B is a better option. They're both terrible, but that's a better option right now. Is that you get the engine repaired, and then you're able to at least sell it.
Yes.
So that's what I would do if I was in your shoes. Whatever you need to do to get this engine repaired, do that, and then sell the vehicle immediately.
But not to the dealer.
They're going to screw you on this deal because they already did. So you'd have to sell a private party to get the most value out of it.
And I want you to get with somebody on this because cars, I know you've been trying to make it your thing, but I don't think it's your thing. And so find the wisest person that you know. I don't know if that's dad or big brother or a cousin or your best friend's brother, whoever it is. Get with that person when it's time to sell this vehicle and when it's time to get this vehicle fixed, because I don't want them taking you for a ride, figuratively, when it comes to the price anymore on this. I just feel like you've been screwed every way, which way possible, and I don't want that to continue for you on the fixing or the sale of this vehicle. And from here on out, George, tell her the rule on buying these cars from here on out.
I think you should buy the cheapest car possible, Danielle, at this point. But the parameter at Ramsey is you pay cash. It's a used car, unless you're a millionaire, probably 4+ years old, and the value of the vehicle is no more than half of your annual income. The value of all things with wheels and motors. So for you, if that's one vehicle, which do you have multiple toys or vehicles?
No, this is my only
This
vehicle.
is it.
This only one.
Okay. And so right now, that would mean with your $65,000 income, you would buy no more than about a $30,000 car.
When the time comes in cash.
I still think you don't need to worry about that until you're out of debt completely. You get the student loans knocked out, the credit cards knocked out, you have an emergency fund. Let's get the income up, then let's save up and pay cash. So this could be years down the road, but for now, we need to figure out a way to get that $13,000. That might be you go to a credit union if your credit's not shot already, and you go, hey, I need $13,000 to cover the difference to get this engine fixed. Do you have the car loan through someone?
It's through Wells Fargo. So,
okay.
Yes.
You might want to go to them and say,
but-
listen, you got bad collateral on this thing because it's only worth 30 right now. I owe you 65.
Yeah.
I want to get this loan paid off. It's impossible right now unless you guys loan me this $13K on a personal loan to get this engine replaced.
Yeah, my credit's good. I don't have an issue with that. It's
Okay,
just
then let's do it.
I made a bad decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do, Danielle, and it's going to hurt. And God bless the USA when we can be $100,000 in consumer debt, but we have great credit. By gosh, look at that, Jade. I got an $850, but I don't have $800 in the bank account, and I'm $100,000 in debt. That is the American way.
I can't even respond. I'm shooketh.
She hath been shooketh. Whew. What a way to end this hour of The Ramsey Show. Thank you to my co-host, Jade Warshaw, all the folks in the booth keeping the show afloat, including Kelly Daniel filling in on the producing, who's done a fantastic job. Better than James, I might add. We'll be back with you before you know it.
Normal is broke. Common sense is weird. So we're here to help you transform your life and your money. From the Ramsey Network in the Fairwinds Credit Union studio, this is The Ramsey Show. To get involved in the call scene today, you can call 888-825-5225 to get your name on the line. I'm here hosting. My name's Jade Warshaw. Next to me, George Kamel. George, are you ready to get it on?
I've never been more ready.
All right, let's do it. We've got Elaine from Indiana on the line. What's up, Elaine?
Yes. Hi, thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, how can we help?
Yeah, so I am dealing with a little bit of financial infidelity from my husband. And I'm just kind of wondering, how we can move past that. The original incident, well, I mean, it's happened several times, but the kind of straw that broke the back was about a year ago. I learned that he had borrowed about $14,000 from his employer.
Oh, gosh.
Well, I guess they offered to pay off a debt that was trying to garnish his wages.
Mm-hmm.
What was
and
that
I
debt?
found out it was he had started a business several years ago. And so we're working on paying off a lot of the consumer debt that was kind of left over from that. And so
did you know about that debt before he got the loan to pay it off?
I did. And we did get a notice about the they had filed a lawsuit, and it was a court date. He said he went to the court date, explained to them that the business had been closed, and they kind of just said they were washing their hands of it, and I didn't hear anything else about it.
So he made up that entire lie? That they...
I think he went. I don't know that it was actually, wiped clean. I don't think he told me the full extent of it.
Well, clearly it wasn't, because then he turned around and borrowed it from his employer.
Right. Well, somebody showed up at his work, a deputy or something maybe, and with that order to garnish his wages. Instead of doing the garnishment, his employer paid it off, and they took a lump sum out of each one of his checks. And I didn't find out until about 9 months after his checks had been.
So essentially, he tried to avoid wage garnishment by having his employer do it for him.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And so that was about a year ago. I found out that, and I actually, we have kids, and I was done at that point. He's made a lot of stupid financial decisions in the past.
But before you you keep going forward, I want to keep pulling that first one. So they were garnishing the wages out of his checks, $14,000. How much? Because how did you not see that? When
he got his own bank account. Separated all of our finances.
Okay, so finance is totally separate. Okay.
So he made a lot of moves to hide this from you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like open another bank, then move the direct deposit to that new bank without your knowledge? And then have you guys had separate finances in the past?
No, they were together up until about two or 3 years ago. And ever since then, it's been Yeah.
So you said this was not the first thing. Give us another example of something, because this one's pretty extreme.
Well, when he had his business open, I saw a bill in the mail for, one of his, I guess, suppliers or somebody, and it was a lot more than, I had anticipated. And I asked him about it, and he was like, no, it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. It would say he'd take care of it. And then finally, when I call, they're like, no, like, we've been trying to get hold of you. This amount is correct. This equipment was never returned. Your bill's, $15,000.
As opposed to what you thought would have been $15,000 as
maybe
opposed to
a couple thousand. Yeah.
Okay, so these are big numbers.
Yes.
Okay.
And have you asked him directly, why are you lying about all this? What's behind it?
He says that he knows that it stresses me out, and so that he's just trying to take care of it himself without me having to know about it.
So take care of it means more lies, more hiding things.
Right. Correct.
And you've made it clear that's not how you're going to rebuild trust in this marriage.
Right. Yes.
Has he fully owned up to all this? Like, where is he at today?
Well, that was a year ago. And I said that I was done and I was tired of him lying and hiding things from me. And I actually moved in with the kids with some family, and we, he cried and he'll never do it again. And so we decided to work on things. So we're living with family, and collectively, we have probably about $90,000 of debt from this previous, company that he had started that didn't work out. So we said, we'll tackle it together. Well, a few weeks ago, I found out that somebody else had tried to, sue him or whatever it was, and he got another loan from this company.
Oh,
this one was only $3,000. Yep, and that for the past 3 months, he's been paying that off, and it's paid off now, and we were able to pay off the $14,000 one, once I found out about it, and I said, let's put everything towards it, and so we did that. So I thought everything was good after that, and then.
But you guys, you never really sat down and counseled your way through this. It was kind of just like, let's try it again, let's try it again, let's try it again. And
right.
I'm not
he gets
really
very defensive.
Here's the thing. You're telling us this. I 100% believe what you're saying. You said you left him and he cried and all this stuff. I don't know what the word is for that, but there's a word for the fact that he's making a mistake, but he's putting it on you by saying, I don't want you to be stressed. I don't want you to be the one that's upset. This is too much for you. Like, there's a word for that. I don't know what it is, but I know I don't like it. And there's just part of this where, you've outlined many instances, and yet he continues to do the same kind of crazy, erratic behavior with his debt and with his money. Yeah, I would sit down with a counselor. And in the meantime, I would keep the money separate, and I wouldn't do much more on this until you can sit down with somebody and say, here's what's going on. I don't know why my husband is continuing to do this behavior. Maybe I do have a hand in it. I'm willing to own if I do, right? And you guys both sit down, and until you've given this a fair shake with the help of a professional, that's what I really want for both of you, because something is, and I'm not apologizing or giving merit to what he's doing, but something's causing him to do this. Whether it's some sort of scarcity mind, the way he grew up, some piece of him is feeling like he's got to control this and hide it from you. I don't know why, and I'm not saying that it's right, but I hope you guys can get to the bottom of it. And if it were me, in the meantime, I would set some really clear boundaries, George. I'd be like, listen, you have disrespected me and our family and our money, and you've put us in an unsafe position. And because of that, I can't be linked with money because I got to keep our family safe. So my question for you, Elaine, is, do you earn any money?
I do. And, combined, we do make a decent, we bring in about $135,000 a year. About 45 of that is from myself.
Okay. So you're bringing in 45. So what I would say is this, I'd say what would make me feel safe while we're in counseling is for us to put our money into this account. And I will give you full transparency into what I'm doing with the money, but you're taking our money and you're putting it on debt and you're making payments and you're putting us in an unsafe space. Will you go to counseling with me? And if he says no, he won't, and no, he won't combine the money, then now that's your chance for you to take that to counseling and figure out what you need to do next, because you can't control him.
Yeah, you need consistent honesty from him over time and proof through actions. Those are the two things that will rebuild trust. And if he's unwilling to do that, that is him opting out of this relationship. So you guys need to go through counseling and start to set those guardrails and boundaries and work towards healing.
You're listening to The Ramsey Show. If you want to get involved, you can call in. It's a live show. The number is 888-825-5225. Christian will pick up and screen your call. Remember, this is a show about your life and your money. We're helping people build wealth, do work that they love, and create amazing relationships. That's what we're all about here. So let's go to the phone lines. We've got Olivia in Roanoke, Virginia. What's going on, Olivia?
Hi. So I called in just basically because I feel like I'm experiencing a lot of disagreement in my marriage as far as finances go.
Tell us what happened.
Well, we're both on the same page that we want to get out of debt. Like, we both agree that we want to get out of debt and we want to have more money in our bank account and more security. I feel like I'm the one sort of leading with that, like, gazelle intensity. And right now, I feel like one of our roadblocks in front of us is my husband's car. We both have a car. I have a more reliable American-made car that it's up there in the miles, but it's, one of those ones that's meant to last. And then he has a 20-year-old European car. And it's something that he got earlier this year after he wrecked his reliable car during a snowstorm. He paid in cash, which is great. We don't owe anything on our vehicles, but ever since he got that car, which I never wanted him to buy it, and I expressed that to him, but just let him do it because he was adamant and it was what he wanted, and he was just.
How much did he spend?
It was a $3,000 car. Okay. And I would say, considering how much we've spent, which I don't know exactly, he hasn't told me. I can't access his receipts. He told me hasn't even been putting the receipts together with the rest of the car's information.
What does that mean, you can't access? Do you guys not share a bank account so you can't see?
No, we do. But like I don't have a place where all of this stuff is just compiled, like all of the receipts on what he spent on car parts. He's very handy and he does a lot of the repairs himself, but he's probably done at least 5 or 6 repairs since he bought the car.
Are
in
these
March.
for fun repairs? Like, is he souping it up, or is he needing to keep this thing alive?
Running.
Okay.
So you're also then something also tells me you guys aren't keeping a budget, because if you were keeping a budget, you wouldn't need receipts. You would see the transactions coming through. Okay, he went to Advanced Auto Parts. He went to Pep Boys. You would see that come through. So is that right? There's no budget?
As of right now, no. Okay. I have downloaded y'all's app before and tried to get that going, but our financial situation has not been great, and
all the more reason to get into the budget. Okay, let's break this down.
No, I agree.
You're he's spending way too much money on this $3,000 car. He's probably already spent more than $3,000 on the $3,000 car, correct?
Maybe not quite, but we're in a position now where the car isn't working to where he's comfortable driving it even to work, and so we're down to being a 1-car family, and he works 40 minutes away.
Okay. And you want to sell this car?
I want to sell it, and we literally can't even afford. It's like $300 in parts that he needs right now, and we can't even afford to buy that.
Is it sellable? If you sell it, what would you get? Or is it just scrap?
If we sold it right now, we would get pretty much nothing. But if he fixed it up, he might be able to get a similar price as to what he bought it for. I'm not 100% sure.
So you're saying right now he would get $500, but if I put $300 in, I could get $3,000 for it.
And you wouldn't get $3,000. You'd break even. You'd get the money back that you spent.
Right.
So
we wouldn't break even after everything he spent, but.
I don't even know. Why don't you guys do a little math on this? Go back and do a little do a little detective work, see what's been spent on this car, and then you guys can make the best decision, figure out what needs to be done, factor that in, and then figure this out. This is the smallest of the concerns in my mind, this car.
This is not what's holding you guys back right now. It's just the ankle biter that's in front of your face. So what's the real thing holding you back? Is he not willing to make other sacrifices?
Yeah, so I would say stubbornness is what's really truly holding us back. I tried to discuss this car with him yesterday, and it just turned into an argument.
Let's say we never talk about the car again. What else are we doing? Because just not dealing with the car is not the thing that's going to get us out of debt.
Yeah.
So what are the steps you're taking?
So I'm pretty much the only one doing anything to get out of debt. I don't know. He works.
Well, what are
he has
you
a
doing?
job.
What are you doing to get out of debt? Let's talk about you.
Yeah, so I am working. I'm a full-time mom, so I work on the weekends to clean for somebody, and I've been setting aside that cash for a little while, and I don't even have my $1,000 yet because we keep running into things, and I keep having to fork over my emergency fund because there's no money in our bank account.
Let's halt right there. There's a couple of things that I hear that is really going to help. Number one, there's a lot of division here. I'm doing this, he's not doing that. This is my emergency fund. I don't have access to the receipts. Like, there's a lot of division that I hear that lets me know there's something missing here. So there's some marriage things going on where you guys are feeling separate from each other. You're not able to talk to him. He's not able to hear you, and probably vice versa. So I would want to do some detective work there and maybe get into some counseling to figure out what's the holdup there. Number two, I think the problem that you're running into financially with when you are setting aside money and it's getting eaten up, you guys don't have a budget. So there's no way to know what's coming. There's no way to plan for it. So before you get off the line, George and I are going to get you hooked up with every dollar because, George, I think that's really the issue here, at least financially, the issue.
Yeah. Well, tell us about your take-home pay. What is the take-home pay for the month with your cleaning on the weekends, him working full-time? What comes in?
If I worked 4 weekends a month doing this one cleaning job that I'm doing, I would be bringing in, let me just pull my calculator up really quick.
Mm-hmm.
I've never actually done this math.
This is exciting.
This is great. This is part of it for everybody listening. Knowing these details.
You got to know your numbers.
You know your numbers. Then you know what you need to do in order to get where you want to get.
So in just 4 days out of the month, I would be bringing in $720.
Okay, great.
What does he bring home every month?
That number, I don't even know. Okay, so like he has so many medical issues. Like
no,
with
but
his back,
you have access to the bank, right? What does the bank statement say was his income?
Yeah, when you see his check roll through.
Is it the same check every month?
No. The average, I would say that we get, so like weekly, is between $300 and $500 a week.
Okay, so maybe
like
$2,000, like $2,000 a month.
Why is he making so little?
So part of it was they cut his hours back at work because business was slow, and then they recently brought his hours back up. And when that happened, he also got basically what I would call a raise. They allowed him to start receiving commission because he's an incredible worker. He's a hard worker.
Mm-hmm.
What does he do for work?
What he does. He's a chimney sweep.
Okay.
But then he threw out his back pretty much right when that happened. He has had back issues his whole life, and he probably needs surgery one day. But he'll miss work because of stuff like that. Like, this isn't just the first time it's happened where he throws his back out. It happens, I would say, once or twice a year where he misses a few days of work because of it. And then there's like sickness and all those like normal life things that
I think he needs a new job.
Yeah. Is it fair to say that he can't be a chimney sweep anymore? I mean, when you said once or twice a year for a couple of days, at first I was like, you get a cold and you're out once or twice a year, right? The people in the audience are like, yeah, Jade. So there's part of me that's like, how big of a deal is this? Like, we're not losing weeks of work, every couple of months. It sounds like it's a day here, a day there. He needs to make more money. I'm with you on that. He needs to make more money. Yeah. You need to make more money. You both need to earn more money. I agree with you there. Yeah. I think can I just be honest with you what I think, Olivia? I think you're frustrated, and rightfully so. And sometimes when we get frustrated, it's easier to look at the other person and go, here's what they're not doing. But I think this is both of you. I think there's something that I think there's more that both of you can be doing to make this better. Even something as simple as knowing the numbers, right? And in these types of situations, when you are married, here's the thing, you can't control what he does. You can control what you do. You can ask him and you can let him know, here's what I'd like. But at the end of the day, Olivia can only control Olivia. So here's what you can do. You can get the every dollar budget. You can say, hey, let's do this together. And if he doesn't do it, you can still put the budget together. You can tell him, hey, for baby step 1, I think we should save $1,000. And if he doesn't want to do it, you still save $1,000. Like, Olivia can be on her game and lead by example until your husband starts to get on his game. This is The Ramsey Show.
Welcome back to The Ramsey Show. I'm George Kamel, joined by Jade Warshaw. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You call up and we'll try to give you the right next step for your life and your money. Marcus has chosen to do so over in Denver. What's going on, Marcus?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely. What's going on?
Hey, so recently engaged, we are going through some premarital process, some workbooks, and some finance questions that I'm not sure entirely what to do. I know the rule is when you get married, then you combine your finances. I currently have about $100,000 saved up for a down payment on a home. She has about $80,000. My fiance has about $80,000 in student loans and $10,000 on a car. So I know I could pay that off instantaneously when we get married and kind of push the house down the road. She's not necessarily totally on board with that. I'm just not sure what to do with that when we say the ideas.
Why do you think she's not on board with it? Is it guilt?
Yeah, it definitely is. We've both worked very hard, and she knows how hard I've worked to, get out of debt and save up for money. And it's kind of like a little bit guilt-ridden that, I'd give up all my the cash we save for a down payment just completely into her.
There's a part of that that is very real. My husband and I faced that. And, he felt bad that he had more student loans than I. But there's part of that you kind of, if you put it in any other term, as far as cleaning up a mess ahead of time, any other personal mess you can't make perfect before you get married. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You don't feel the obligation to fix it completely yourself before you come to them. Like, we're imperfect people and we make mistakes. And so I think when you frame it in that way of why are you categorizing money in a completely different light than all of the other aspects of our marriage, where we're basically taking each other as we are and we're working together to go forward. I think when you put it into that framework, it kind of changes the way you think of it. And you're like, oh yeah, okay, that makes more sense. You're taking me with my mistakes, you're taking me with my flaws, and we're working together to improve ourselves in our marriage.
And accepting, that blessing of, wow, this person worked really hard to save this money, and they're willing to use that to give me a clean slate. I mean, not to get theological, but that's a beautiful picture of the gospel.
It's beautiful.
We came in with all the debt, and he's got an unlimited savings account, and he's like, I got you.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't accept this. I need to work for it. Like, there's a piece of that exists. And also, it's a lot easier to go into $100,000 of debt versus saving up $100,000.
That's right.
So there's also that piece that she's feeling of, he works so hard for this. But the truth is, if you looked at a cons list of, okay, what she's coming to this marriage with, $100,000. You look at the pros list, her. You know what I mean? Like, that outweighs any level of debt.
Right.
And you guys working together, this is going to be like a blip in your lifetime where you look back and be like, oh, remember when we cleaned up that debt real quick and then we started building wealth together? And it delayed our home buying by, 2 years.
Who cares?
And big whoop. And so I think this is harder for her to grapple than you, because it sounds like you are like, yeah, I'm willing to go ahead and pay off the debt and we'll restart the down payment process.
And then, for her, I mean, and I hope she does listen to this call, the flip side of it, which is the pretty obvious, is it's way better to have someone who says, oh yeah, it's just money. Like, I'm happy to pay this off and start, my money's your money and your debt's my debt, and I'm happy to be one with you on this, and we're paying it off together with the money that we have once we get married. That's a lot better than having a jerk that's like, no, you got to pay off your debt. I'm not marrying you until you pay that debt. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is terrible. And if you were like that, she wouldn't accept that either. So it's like, if you have to choose between A and B, I'm choosing A with flying colors.
All right. Well, you know how us guys roll. We're very direct and to the point, so I'll try to frame it a little bit more differently. So.
Have her watch this call. Also, I'm wondering, what will your household income be once you guys get married?
Once we get married, a year's time, I'll gross 220, and she'll be about 55 to 60.
Nice.
So,
Ding, my friend. So think about this mathematically. If you want to help her out, just go to a piece of paper, napkin math, and go, all right, we're going to pay your debt down. Leaves us with 10 grand. We still need a little emergency fund, maybe. Okay, we make 275 at that point. How quickly can we save up 100 grand? Probably 8 or 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think showing her how little of a problem this really is, it's not derailing your home ownership dreams for a decade.
Nope.
Yeah.
You're just taking a step back to catapult forward.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll try to frame it differently. So.
Yeah. Have you guys gone through Financial Peace University as part of your premarital?
We haven't. We're doing a couple workbooks. We haven't done FPU yet.
If I gifted it to you guys, would you go through it?
I would pay for it because I appreciate your guys' services.
Oh, that's so kind. Well, I can't let you do that today, but you know what you can do? You can pay it forward. You can get it for someone else, but I'm going to gift that to you today, Marcus, because I'm a Marcus fan, and I think Financial Peace University is a huge part of premarital counseling.
Yes.
It doesn't encompass everything with premarital counseling, obviously. There's a lot of other pieces, but as far as finances go, I cannot think of a better way to get on the same page, learn that language by going through all 9 lessons together. Because me trying to convince someone else about the thing I'm excited about, I'm like, Jade, you got to.
I know.
This guy, Dave, he's just like, sell the car. And you're like, what happened?
Yeah, I know.
And then you watch the lessons and you're like, I got to sell the car. And it becomes your idea versus this thing they threw onto you.
Yeah.
So that's a very different vibe. And that's why I encourage couples, whether it's premarital, postmarital, whatever, go through Financial Peace University if you're trying to get someone on board.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the most cost-effective way to make your marriage better and build wealth together.
I agree. I concur.
We nailed it. All right. Alex is in Chicago up next. What's going on, Alex?
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Loud and clear.
Okay. So, my main question is I'm debating whether I can leave my job in December or if I should sign up for another, little group of second shifts for kind of getting a head start on my emergency fund.
Okay, so there's no debt. You're working on an emergency fund. Is that what I understand?
Okay, so starting in November, I started paying down about $82,000 of debt. It was 72 by the time I started the Ramsey plan. I had a total of 82.
Okay.
And now I have 19.4.
Nice.
And at the end of the year, I should have about 5.5.
Okay.
And if I quit my job in December, my debt payoff will be the same in February.
Okay.
But, I'm thinking about keeping it for a head start on my emergency fund. But I'm also completely exhausted and hoping to kind of lessen.
Are you saying just quitting your second job? Are you keeping your full-time job?
Yeah, so right now I work about 52 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
I work 40, and then I work an extra 4 hours a week, and this is 3 times a month. So I work about 44 hours, and then I work an extra 8.
Is it the work or the type of work? Is it the fact that you have an extra job, or is it the nature of the second job?
It's more the nature of the second job because I'm a therapist in an acute care setting, and it's a very physical job, and I'm
what do you make from it?
Super tired.
What do you make from it?
Yeah, so my base pay at my primary job is $4.3K.
Okay.
And I work weekends on my primary job, so I have $5K with my weekend pay, and then with my second job, I do 5.6, and then I do work overtime at my primary job. So
5,006.
5.9.
Wait, your second job is bringing in more than your full-time job?
No, I'm just explaining that I actually, that's my monthly income incrementally as I add on more hours.
Oh, so you're making an extra $600 from the side job?
Got you.
It's about $250 net per shift, and I work about 8 shifts every 3 months.
So 12.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just trying to understand. Just give us really clear what you bring in from the side job every month. Because what I'm getting at here is, if you're telling me it's the nature of the job that's the problem, and it's giving you $1,200 extra bucks a month or $600, whatever that is, I'm pretty sure you could probably.
It's about $750.
Perfect. I think that you find another job and replace that income, because a lot of times the burnout is not on the hours itself, it's the job that you're doing during those hours. It sounds like you've been going hard for a really long time and you just need a change of pace.
Yeah, if you did something that was more enjoyable, even less, you'd be okay.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't just slow down just yet. You're so close. Keep the gazelle intensity up until you're through baby step 3. But I do think we need a shift in the meantime. Just shift the plan a little bit. This is The Ramsey Show. Welcome back to The Ramsey Show. Our scripture of the day, 2 Corinthians 12:9. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. In a left turn, J.K. Rowling once said, anything's possible if you've got enough nerve. I like that level of persistence.
George, you got some nerve.
That's me getting discounts. That's my version of that. I've got enough nerve to ask for the discount.
Listen, I've watched you in these breaks try to get these discounts on these Seinfeld tickets.
That's right. If anyone's got the hookup, I refuse. Jade's like, George, just go. Just pay the stub. I'm like, I'm not going to let the scalpers win. Not on my watch. I'm going to get these tickets at face value if it's the last thing I do.
Waving the white flag.
That's my latest conundrum, if you're wondering what's happening in the world of George. It's a good
Trying to
problem
get a
to
deal.
Yep. All right, that's fun. Let's go to Joan in Jacksonville, Florida. What's going on, Joan? Make us happy. How can we help?
Well, hi. Thank you for taking my call. I have a situation where I have a couple of options, but I really don't know what to do. I'm 86 years old. I have only Social Security. I own my own home. I own my car.
Good.
But I have about almost $30,000 credit card debt.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. I have making minimum payments, but I'm only left with maybe $100, $200 a month to eat, put gas in the car. Now, I do have help from a daughter and an ex-husband that feeds me, as I need it if I make a suggestion, but it's embarrassing that I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
I think about selling the car. It's 17 years old. I won't buy another one, but I'm pretty much going to be grounded.
What's the car worth?
Well, it's a Crown Victoria.
I don't think that's going to make a dent in your credit card debt.
Yeah.
I'd rather you keep the car to get around.
I know. Yeah, true. Or sell the house. That's what I want to know.
Oh, boy.
And get an apartment.
Well, the problem is right now you have a fixed expense with this paid-for house.
Right.
So if you sold it to pay off your credit card debt, that leaves you with an expense that's ongoing and increasing. And with your Social Security, I don't know that you're going to be able to afford the payment of the rent.
How much do you get every month?
$11,198.
Okay.
Almost $1,000.
So about $1,200 a month.
Right. Yeah.
And what are your monthly expenses right now? You're saying you have $100 left over, so you need about $1,100 to live, or $1,000?
No. The reason I'm in credit card debt is I always need about $200 more. And so I use a credit card, and then I'll start paying the minimum payments, and then the interest starts hitting on them, and they build. Now, the last 2 or 3 months, I had like almost $3,000 in car repair and some other $700 to the dentist.
Yeah.
And so
you just
all
have
that
no
went on.
cushion. You have no cushion to pay for anything that comes up beyond your $1,100 a month, right?
And unless I beg it from either a daughter or an ex.
I'm sorry.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry. Joan, this is not a fun place to be. What is your house worth?
My health?
Your house. What's it worth?
Well, what do you mean by that?
If you sold it today, what could you get for it?
Oh, my house.
Yes.
Oh, the house is probably worth $195 to maybe $250.
Okay.
That's a big.
But on either side, the houses have built around me, and they're worth $600,000 and $500,000.
Why is yours so low?
Yeah.
No updates?
Is it in rough shape?
No, mine is just old. When I came here 21 years ago.
Oh, they built a bunch of new houses around you.
Yeah, they built everybody around me, and I don't have an HOA and everybody else.
Are you at the point where you could move in with your daughter?
Well, I could, but I'm not too sure about that. You know, personalities. I mean, it would be. I have some health problems, but they're under control.
Well, the problem is, let's say if I snap my fingers and got you out of credit card debt, you're going to be back in $30,000 of credit card debt because you're using the credit cards to float your life and expenses.
Well, I promised her that from now on I would ask her after if I have to charge something.
But you're still behind $200 a month, which you're using credit cards for, you told us.
So you've got your...
I know.
That's not going to change anytime soon.
You've got your daughter, and do you have other kids, or is it just her?
Yes, but that wouldn't be possible.
Okay, so your daughter has said, Mom, let me know before you charge this credit card, tell me, and I'm going to try to help you out, basically, right?
Yes.
So, like you said, it's embarrassing and it's tough, but your options are you either reach out to your daughter and you say, hey, you told me that this lifeline is here, and the truth is, I need $200 every month in order to be able to live and not spend any more on this credit card. That $200 will help me make my minimum payments and not go over. If you said that to her, is she on board and to say, okay, I'm going to help you in that way? And then, because the other option is we might have to look at this house, which doesn't really make sense because of the cost of living today. Like, there's not really an option.
I know.
You know?
That's one thing that's made it gone up more. Well, okay.
Your expenses are $1,400 and you're bringing in $1,200. That's the truth at the end of the day, right? Because you're going $200 into debt on the credit cards.
Yes.
So we need to find a way to either lower our expenses somehow or increase our income.
Well,
I don't know we're going to find a way to increase income.
I wrote down every penny I spent this past month. And
could you downgrade an in-house? If you sold it for $250, could you go buy a place for $200?
I'm not sure in Florida right now. I mean,
or even an apartment?
No, it's a house.
I'm saying, could you downgrade to an apartment?
Oh, well, I could go. Yeah, I mean, I could, but I'm 86 years old. I mean,
I know, but we also didn't set ourselves up for a bright future in retirement.
No.
So this is part of it, is we got to deal with the ramifications.
I was a single mother since I was 19 years old with no child support, and I worked until I was almost 80.
What were you doing for work?
I mean, I was maybe I better not say. I worked in a pharmacy technician.
Okay. Is there something you could do to make a little bit of extra money right now? Are you able to get around and do that?
Oh, yeah, I get around. I mean,
I think we
can
might
get
need to
help.
find a little part-time job to clean up this debt and increase our income.
Well,
if you're
yeah.
able-bodied. It's not fun,
Yeah.
but this might be your only option other than selling the house and downgrading to an apartment that you pay cash for, which allows you to clean up the credit card debt, lowering your monthly
Right.
expenses.
Right. Well, I have leukemia. I've had it for 21 years. I really don't have a high energy level. And I have a dog. And the dog, I was going to tell you the expenses the dog cost. The dog was the biggest expense.
No, I bet. I know. I got two little
Yeah.
French bulldogs, and they're the biggest line item in my budget right now. So, Joan, I'm so sorry.
It was $181 for the dog.
Oh.
Every month?
No, just this month.
Okay.
Just this month. Oh, Joan, I'm so sorry. You have been through it. I would definitely look at downgrading a house and going to an apartment you pay cash for, getting rid of the credit card debt. If you need to rehome the dog, I'd rather you eat before the dog. So that's the hard truth. I hope it helps, and I hope your daughter or ex-husband can help. That puts this hour of The Ramsey Show in the books. Thank you to Jade Warshaw, all the folks in the booth, and you, America. We'll be back before you know it.